So,
All right. Feel free to kick us off.
Okay. So we got Final Showdown. And this is draw 4 cards in one turn, reduce the cards by 1. Then we have gain momentum. 1 second, let me make sure I just spoke up. We have a gain momentum, which is reduce cards, cost of cards drawn by 1 is again. And then so I think it's the cards that were in your hand that you drew. Oh, it's in 1 turn. Okay. And then close the portal. And then you get this, or the rest of your cards are drawn by 2 less. I guess my overall opinion of this card is, why would I go through so much effort to draw all these cards when I could just go skull anyways, you know?
Yeah, that was kind of my exact thought. And it's even weird, because like you have to draw not only a ton of cards, but on the third time, your third step of this quest, you have to draw 5 cards, and then presumably you spent mana doing that. So you might not even be able to play Kurtrus on that turn either.
Yeah. And it's, if it was like, my instincts say this is unplayable.
Yeah.
I just want to give it a 1. You know, I tend to have an anti-Demon Hunter bias, so we'll see. But like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 1 here.
Yeah, me too. It's a bad case of literally just play Skull.
Yeah. Now maybe Skull rotates, but you know, I don't know. It's hard for me seeing the payoff here for you have to go all these awkward draw cards, and it doesn't look like they're really good turns to draw all these cards. You know, you have to draw 4. You have to draw 14 cards, but these in 1 turn sessions.
Yeah.
You know, which is, so how do you even have so many cards? Like, you know, like you can't, I don't know. I didn't see them getting like that really easy tools to use with this, you know? So I think I'm going to go with the 1 here.
The only thing I could think about for this, and this isn't really a good excuse, but what if like you only complete the first level? And you just use this as a very tiny mini discounter. Not even the Skull, because it doesn't draw cards. It actually loses you a card. Like, maybe you play this and then you draw 4 and discount those 4 cards by 1 and you just congratulate yourself and move on. But I don't think I want to put this in my deck.
Yeah, I think it's terrible. So I'm gonna 1. So, all right, let's go to Metamorphin. Taunt, Battle Cry. If you cast a Fel spell this turn, gain +2/+2. So I think if we have a lot of Fel spells in our deck, do we run this? What's hard is, it's. I think here's the thing. 1 minute. Oh, I guess 1 minute 3/4 is really good. So I guess that's not that bad. 1 minute. I'm gonna go with 2. So here.
I would say 2 will give this a 2. I think that it's definitely a playable card in that Fel deck, and I sketched one out. It looks okay. But even still, a 1 mana 3/4, probably around turns 3 or 4. Honestly, not even that powerful at this stage in Hearthstone. It's good.
Yeah.
But it's not
you have to use another card, so you can't develop full minions. So it's kind of, you know, like a lunar eclipse effect where you get to remove while developing. But okay.
A lunar eclipse is like good, but it's not the end of the world for anyone.
Yeah, and it's, you know, this card's not as good as lunar eclipse. So okay. Sigil of Alacrity. At the start of your next turn, draw a card and reduce this card by cost by 1. So the only real benefit of this card seems to be to get all your 4 cards in hand. But it's literally like, okay, I don't get to do something this turn. I have to do it next turn. And it's basically no mana or value or tempo loss. So, I mean,
well, it's a little bit of a tempo loss in that you're spending a resource, a card in your hand, that's not something else to have this card there.
Yeah, I guess I'm saying is for the next turn, but in an individual turn, yeah, you're right. It's a tempo loss for 1 turn. So, yeah, I think this is 1. I think this is just.
Yep. I feel like Demon Hunter is a better card draw than this.
Let me 1 second. Let me check. Chat. Oh, thanks, Lenko. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's good. Okay, so they're using that for the quest, but I just think it's horrible. Okay. Deal 2 damage to the lowest health enemy twice. Ooh.
Right, so I have a question about this. I'm not sure if you've played this card yet. My assumption is if your opponent has 1 minion, like a 2 health minion, it shoots that 2 health minion 2 times. It doesn't shoot it once, kill it, then shoot the opponent in the face.
Oh, that's I don't actually know. If it's basically deal 4 damage to a minion, it's probably just absolutely terrible and terrible design. So I'm gonna assume if it kills a minion, it does the next minion next. So I'm gonna assume here that it wasn't terrible design, because then it's just like, okay, I deal 4 damage to a 1 health minion. That's pointless, you know. So I'm gonna go with it hits 2 things. So.
And no one in chat's telling me anything, so I'm assuming no one's seen it played. But
I'm gonna go with 2 here. So
yeah, this does fit in that deck that wants to play a lot of fell spells.
yeah,
And it does cost 2 when you have that demon that draws a fell spell, so this thing can go to 0, and that's kind of important. It gets replayed with the Jace. It doesn't look super impressive. Yeah, chat's saying it hits 2 things, so we'll take that as gospel. Seems okay. Totally decent removal, and it can also go face for 4.
all right. Yeah. So okay. Chaos Leech, deal 3 minion. Outcast, deal 5 instead. Seems like. I mean, I could see maybe you know a deck that wants a lot of defensive tools like OTK Demon Hunter, maybe finding some value in this.
Deal 5, heal 5 is big.
Yeah. All right.
Especially if you can discount this with a studies, studies.
Oh yeah, or you just get it off Skull and then it's 0. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like an I beam,
And
but better in the outcast
all of a
position.
sudden turn this into a pyroblast.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give it a 3.
3 is kind of where I was sitting because it also goes in that Jace deck as well.
Yeah.
I think because it's a fell spell. It's a good one at that.
All right. Lion's
So
Frenzy
far,
has
simple.
attack equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. So this is one of those like, I just think this whole archetype is garbage. It's like, you know,
It does look bad, doesn't it?
yeah, it is literally. I guess it always will have at least 1 attack, right? So, but it's just like I want to be playing weapons early to control the board. Like, am I just not doing anything for board for a long time and then drawing 6 cards and then, oh, I did 6 damage for this huge payoff? Like, no, that's terrible. I'm going with. I don't think you even run this in the quest deck. That's how bad it is. So,
No.
you know, I'm gonna go with 1.
It doesn't have lifesteal like Eldraki.
Yeah, if you give it lifesteal. Draco Cat. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, unplayable.
It's a big pass.
All right, we got Fell Gorger. Battlecry draw. Fell reduces cost by 2. So if you're already running a Fell deck, or just actually, let's just say you're just running a deck with a reasonable amount of Fell spells. Maybe you're not even all in. Let's think about that. So it's effectively a 4 mana. So, but we get a card draw, card draw. That's actually kind of good. You could get it on the Fell Lifesteal card if you're running your weird OTK Demon Hunter deck. We don't necessarily need that, but that's kind of our this. This seems like a good card. Like it seems now in the world where Skull exists. Does it really see play? I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a 3. It seems like a very reasonable card.
Yeah, I would almost think about giving it a 4. And 4 is powerful, so I think I'm gonna actually go with 4 on this one.
Okay.
Not because I think it's gonna break the meta or anything. I just this finds Immolation Aura and keeps it free. It finds I-Beam. It finds the new Lifesteal thing.
Yeah.
Chaos Strike, simple stuff. Just seems good.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go next. Oh wait, I need to go next. Okay, we got Persistent Peddler, tradable Death Rattle. Summon a Persistent Peddler from your deck. So it's kind of interesting if you can. So, is there easy natural ways to get more of these in your deck? Oh, did I lose you?
Hold on, there we go.
Oh, there
Sorry,
we
I was
go.
muted. Yeah, there's no way to get more of these in your deck.
Yeah. So if these cards look super fun, but if you have, I guess you can trade it, but put it back in your deck. So you
Yep,
run 2 of these, you put one back in your deck if you have one. Is
yep,
that good enough?
I think
But
so.
only, yeah,
It's a 4 mana 4/3 Death Rattle summon a 4/3, and
yeah.
you can also do that Demon Hunter chain where the boar dies and it pulls out the Razor Fen, and the Razor Fen dies and it pulls out this, and then this dies and it pulls out another one.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, I'm giving this thing a 4, I think.
A 4, okay. You convinced me to
I mean,
give
it
it a.
goes in Death Rattle Demon Hunter and nowhere else, but yeah.
You convinced me to give it a 3. I'm still not fully on board with this card, but it doesn't. Wait, does it have rush? Yeah, it doesn't
Does
have
not,
rush.
no.
So people were being like,
I mean,
"Oh, fishy flyers." I'm gonna give it a 2. I changed my mind. I'm just not on. I
alright.
think
I mean,
yeah.
it
Four mana
depends on your
cards are
perspective.
4 mana cards are actually hard to use. General. So
Yeah. But
there's
that,
like a,
that deck does play Fishy Flyers
that's
sometimes.
true. So yeah. Okay.
This is a very clear upgrade.
Irebound Brute costs 1 less for each card drawn this turn. So this is obviously the card draw shenanigans. I think,
Older Fist Ogre with Taunt.
yeah. I mean, if you're managed, the hard thing is like, okay, if you're drawing all these cards anyways, um,
Uh-huh.
like that seems it's hard to do. But if you have the synergy there, I was saying free off Skull. So if you get it with Skull, you draw 4 cards, and then it's 0. So that's actually
Yeah,
very reasonable.
sure. That's good.
Actually think it's reasonable. I'm gonna go 3.
Uh, I'm actually gonna give it a 1, but
Okay.
I understand the 3. My
I
just general assumption is that if you're playing a Skull deck, this card isn't in it.
I
Could
could
be.
run it in Big Demon Hunter, so
Could.
because then you can get it down early sometimes, in a weird
Yeah.
situation. I don't know. I think it's about how you build the deck, but I think mana cheating always has potential. So you
Yeah.
know
Everything is good off Skull, though. Everything's good off
yeah.
Skull.
So okay. Jace Darkweaver. Cast all the fell spells you took this game. So this card, I mean, seems really strong, but it doesn't. The synergy isn't quite there yet. But I feel like I've looked at the fell spells, and it doesn't seem like it's not a Shutterwalk. Uh,
I actually kind of put that together, just like a little theory craft of it. It
mhm.
doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, I
Not to
think
say that it looks broken. It just doesn't look that bad.
I want to give it a 3 with deck building potential. Like I think it's definitely really like a solid card, but I don't think it's the absolute
Yeah.
broken powerhouse that people are going to make it out to be. And at least in Hearthstone in
Yeah.
2021, but I think it's solid. So I'm gonna give 3 with a deck building potential, honorable.
Yeah. I kind of look at it as another Illidari Inquisitor, which is
Hmm.
a fine card. Maybe it's a little better, maybe it's a little worse. I don't really know.
Okay.
But I think it's good.
Yeah, I guess what I'm thinking is like, okay, you run these cards, you can kind of use it to swing the board, but I'm wondering like, can you play it as like a win condition? Like I'm trying to figure out. You play it, you do a bunch of heal and damage, but then what? Like, is that the top end of your deck? Can your opponent just play more
Yeah,
minions? Is it like
basically.
a control deck? I'm just kind of not seeing. So I think one, there could be more synergy. Two, somebody could come up with something clever. So I think I want to go 3 with deck building potential. So yeah.
Yeah. The way I kind of sketched it out is you have this. You control the game early, just Immolation Auras, Chaos Strikes, the little new 2 damage Fell spell, nothing too major. And then you kind of curve out later into your Fellhound, the one that gains
Hmm.
taunt when you corrupt it and lifesteal, whatever it is. Gains +1/+1 lifesteal when you corrupt it.
Yeah.
And then you have the Fell Screamers, and you have 2 Inquisitors and this and 2 Skulls on the top end. It's kind of like basic, but looked a bit almost like Soulfrag Demon Hunter in a way.
Okay. Yeah, I just know
Could
if
be alright.
yeah, it's if you play an 8 mana card without taunt, it's like You know, it's better be
Oh,
good.
it'll kill everything.
Well, yeah. Well, what happens in the game when you play on
Inflation
curve
is
and
gonna
you,
be.
yeah. Well, that's another thing. It kills your own stuff. You might not have heal targets for it, so it's a weird situation with that. So, anyways,
Probably good though. Nice. So Druid next.
All right, we got Lost in the Park. Gain 4 attack with your hero. Reward gain 4 armor. And let's look at the then gain 5 attack with your hero. Reward gain 5 armor and draw a card. Gain 6 attack here with Guff the Roten. Gain 6 attack in this game this turn. So you get one big hitter. So it's weird. Like it's hard for me to just see this archetype working because the cards that have synergy with this are just generally so bad for Druid. You know. And I don't see the payoff being that good. Like, you know, so you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't.
I tried sketching it. The quest is okay. The cards you play to make the quest better are okay, but I was left with a sense of I don't know why I'm going in on this compared to what else I would do, like Overgrowth or Glowfly or whatever. The card, it looks fine. I gain 10 armor, draw a card, and then gain 8 armor and deal 8 and make a big thing, and that's cool. You can even copy the big thing with Spike Shell.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it's still, I don't know why I'm going in on it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Druid... I mean, so if I'm playing against an overwhelming tempo deck, me using attacks and killing their stuff isn't going to work. I want to be ramping with my mana and then swinging the board. I don't feel like these are good for, like, I don't see with Druid's class identity like this really working, you know?
Yeah. I think it's good. I think they just have better things to do.
Like, well, I'm just, I don't think I mean, I guess I see the gaining a bunch of armor is good, and drawing cards, but I don't know. It's like Druid normally doesn't run these unless you're running maybe pounces.
Yeah, pounces okay. Feral Rage is okay. Moon-Touched Amulet is okay. The Part Panther is okay. It's all okay. It's just the big payoff. It's fine, but it doesn't necessarily kill people. You still have to build a deck to kill somebody.
Yeah, I'll give it. You quite enough to give it a 2 instead of a 1, because if there's a synergy, like if maybe there's enough cards, like especially if you get enough synergy, it could just be good enough to like. It's not a win condition quest. It's kind of a get you to your win condition quest, maybe, where you're playing these cards to control the board and you're gaining armor. You're not losing much value. That could be good for it, you know. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of stuck between a 1 and a 2.
Yeah. So
I want to say 2 just because it's a quest and people want to play it. But
I'll give it 2 with deck building potential because it's an interesting way because you can. It's not the win condition, which I actually like. So maybe someone figures out how to use it to get to their win condition better. You know.
Yeah.
So I'll give it 2 with deck building potential.
Yeah, 2 sounds okay. I'll go up and be optimistic.
All right. Sow the soil. Give your minions +1 attack or summon a 2/2 Trent. I think this is really good.
It is.
It can be a mini Savage Roar. I can use it with Solar. I can just use it for tempo. I think every token Druid deck, both minion or spell, will run it. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 here.
Well, therein lies the problem. What token Druid deck?
Yeah, but that's not its fault. Like that, maybe it's not Gibberling Strength. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I'm gonna give it a 4. Like if I have a wide board, I'm gonna want this card. I can use it as a mini Savage Roar. Yeah, it's so versatile. So I'm gonna give it a 4, even if the synergy, the Gibberling's weaker now, but like just being able to use it for +1 attack can be huge. So.
Yeah, it's a good card. I just don't think the deck will be there. I'm gonna call it a good card. I just
Yeah.
don't think the deck is there at the moment.
Yeah, very reasonable. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Vibrant Squirrel. Death Rattle, shuffle 4 acorns in your deck, draw 2/1 squirrel. This is a weird one, but my emotional instincts want to say this card's really good, but
I think it's
yeah,
really bad.
okay,
It's a death rattle. This thing does have to die before it shuffles.
yeah,
And then you're talking about just drawing 2/1s, which are inconsistent and easily cleared. And
yeah.
like, I don't know, it just
All right, I'm gonna give it a 2 because I was gonna give it a 3, but you're convincing me that's not
remember that.
actually.
What's that Eggcorn Bearer? The 2 mana 1/2. When it died, you got like 2/1/1s into your hand.
Yeah,
That
you don't
card,
have to
yeah,
you
it
don't
was
have to play
playable.
mana for these, you know.
Yeah,
So
but you also don't necessarily get to have them, which is the
yeah, that's true.
downside.
But it is 4 of them, so it's I don't know. I could see it being good. So anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one I'm
Well,
really not sure about. Composting. Give your minions death rattle, draw a card. Uh, these cards are hard to use in general.
they are.
And a lot of times you're better off just buffing a whole board and killing your opponent than drawing this cards. You know?
Typically.
Um,
It's like the way I see this being useful is if you make a Gibberling board, and in the process of making it, like before they get to attack, you play
mhm.
composting. So if they clear this, you're very easily able to go in again.
Yeah.
And the Gibberling deck is bad right now, and I don't think it's getting that much better.
Yeah. It's a weird thing where the decks that really benefit from this, the problem is if your opponent just removes your board, but I don't know. I'm going to put a 2, but with deck building potential.
I'm gonna give it a 1. I think it's
Okay.
probably too awkward to use. The appeal is there. It says draw cards, and it threatens to scale, and people love drawing cards.
Yeah.
But it just seems like you're building it for a deck that doesn't exist, and then it's not killing someone instead of killing them. I don't want my opponent to kill my token board.
Hmm.
This card wants my opponent to kill my token board.
All right.
So yeah, I'm going low on it.
Wicker Claw. After
Yeah.
your hero gains attack, this minion gains +2 attack. This is an interesting one. The closest card that was way broken was the old card that was running rogue, the 3/3. What's he go?
Change
Like
Clan Thug.
Hedge Clan Thug. But this is not nearly as easy to use. Um,
Nope. Because Rogue can
so
dagger on 2, then Thug on 3, and has a weapon.
yep.
Druid can't
Um,
exactly do that.
Yep. So I kind of think I think it's oh, this is weird. Let me fix my
It's like the idea of this, obviously, you're supposed to, like, maybe play the quest on 1, play this on 2, then pounce. Or play
yeah,
this on 2 and then it doesn't die, and then on 3 a Feral
yeah.
Rage or Hero Power. And
I think the one
it,
thing is if the synergy was there, which like if the deck around it is good, like this is a good card. Like if you're just easily like using pounces and tour guides, getting a 2 mana 2/3/4 while trading a minion is a very high tempo play. So,
sure.
but it's just awkward to use, you know. And so if the synergy is there, I think it's good. But like I don't think this archetype is gonna justify the synergy. But I'll give it a 2.
My
Anyways.
heart hurts here, but I'm going to give it a 1.
Well, actually, I'm gonna give
I
it.
like it.
Yeah. There's even
I
things
like
like I'm gonna give it 2 with deck building potential because even think about it, after your hero gains attack, I can have this on board, gain attack 5 times, and gain 10 attack. Like the potential is there. Like I could do triple pounce, and then I can play that Wind Fury card. Give it Wind Fury. This is a lot of things that are never gonna happen, but like
Yeah.
the potential is there. So, yeah.
It's like a tiny
So
little frothing berserker. Very tiny.
yeah. So I'm gonna give it 2 with deck building potential.
I'll still stick to my 1. I don't think it's going to
Okay.
make it into decks.
Okay. All right, Oracle Volume. After you play a minion that costs 2 or less, summon a copy of it. Um, I think this card's insane. Will it be good enough to carry shitty archetypes? Probably not. But I think this card's
Yeah,
really good.
I tried sketching the deck. I didn't get very far. This requires someone smarter than me.
Um,
Like, things you
I
can do
put
with
yeah.
this. You have the discounter of taunts. So, on 5 mana, you
Yep.
play this, you play the discounter, you get another discounter, all your taunts cost 4 less, and then they probably cost 2 or less, so you can get extra copies of those.
It's actually with the discount. So here's why: if you can play like a Talon, because it costs 1 when you play it, it actually gets doubled. So
Yes, it should.
yeah, so
You can
it's
also be really obnoxious, play this with Penflinger.
yeah.
So you're gonna get 2 Penflingers, you spell burst, you play them again, you get 4 Penflingers, they just kind of like exponentially multiply.
Yeah. So I think the hard
That's
thing about this card is card draw with the decks that want to play it.
Uh-huh.
But I think this card has so much potential. I could see it breaking wild. Like I think it's an insanely good card.
Yeah, it'll take someone smarter than me to figure it out. I'm not the druid person.
Yeah.
But like Umbral Owl likes this, the taunt discounter likes this.
Oh, I didn't even think about Umbra Owl. That's insane. Yeah, you play this and then you
Yeah.
play that, and you get 2 Umbra Owls, and then you go Arbor up or
Yep.
something. Yeah. So I want to give this a 4 with deck building potential. I think it's super good. I think it has a ton of potential, and the effect is objectively strong. So if you naturally run 2 mana minions, which Drew doesn't in any deck, like here's the thing. Like imagine I like doing the other class. Imagine you just ran this in a deck that, you know, like Rogue, for example. Would you think this card is good in Rogue? You know? Yeah. So
Oh, maybe. I'm just thinking about Playmaker. Maybe that's an interesting point of comparison.
yeah, yeah.
Which
I
is
think
an
that's-
okay card.
Yeah, it's when you have the rush synergy, it's a good card. So I think, like I said, the synergy might not be there, the deck building might not be there, but I think this card is a card like I want to build a deck around this card. There could be weird combos, like you do it with a spell damage minion, to get a bunch of spell damage. There's so many weird things you could do with this card. This card has a huge amount of potential in my opinion. So
Did you say 3 or 4?
I'm giving it a 4. So
4? Alright. I think I'm going to stick to a 2. I recognize its power level, but I just can't put the deck together. So
okay.
in time, someone will put this together in a better way than me.
Yeah.
It's probably better than a 2, but for now, I don't know if I can see the deck. Yeah, good card. Interesting card.
All right, give a minion force 4+2 in rush. When it dies, summon a Kodo. What's hard about this is like I need the mana to play a rush minion. Am I running a 1 mana drop? Like
Yeah,
when
you
am
need
I
to put
playing
something
this?
on the board.
Yeah, these kind of cards are good with things already on the board. So it's really like a 4 mana 4/2 summon a Kodo. Let's see how good the Kodo is.
4/2 with Rush.
So it still could be like maybe it's good enough just because that effect is good enough.
It's real good removal if you have something stuck to the board that is going to die.
Yeah, and you could combo this with because now it's not nature, so but in theory you could combo with the taunt card, give something rush immediately, so you taunt it. So that's when it's relevant because you give it copied. So I don't know. I'm gonna give it 2 with deck building potential because I saw that effect. So it's
I'm gonna stick to a 1, but that's just my
Yeah.
lack of belief in this. I think Druid plays better cards. Too many other cards it wants to play that aren't Kodo Mount.
yeah. So I don't know. So many cards I just see no way of being good, and I could see a way of being good. So that's why I'm. All right, Park
Totally
Panther.
understandable.
Whenever this attacks, give your hero +3 attack this turn. This might be good. I don't know. It's what do you think? It seems like the efficiency is there. And
Yeah, it seems like a good card.
and you add some, like I don't even think you need the synergy. So if the synergy, it just seems a very reasonably strong card. Like it's just
Yeah, so-
very versatile. Like I could see, yeah.
The one question I have with this is, in a Guardian Animals deck, do you cut a different beast for this? Because
Yeah.
this is more reasonable to play on its own than the other beasts, and it's slightly worse to get off Guardian Animals.
Yeah.
So I don't
So
know.
I feel like guardian animals only survives in the meta once everything gets nerfed, and then people play. But I feel like the deck won't be around in the beginning of the expansion. Maybe things get nerfed, but yeah, I'm gonna give this a 3. It just seems just overall just good and useful, and I could see the biggest negative of this, and this is what I mean, is 4 mana cards suck, and I want to play Overgrowth on 4. That's the biggest negative of it. So like it's hard to, but the overall power level, Overload gets rotates like. It's more how do I figure out a deck to make this work, but I think this is just a good card in general. So
I'll go with a 2 on it, and the reason I'll do that is because you can't bank the attack. So if you play this on 4 and your opponent just doesn't have anything, you look stupid. It's not like a
you
sword
can go
eater,
face
just
though. You
drop
go
on
face,
4.
right? Like so.
Well, it has rush, but yeah,
Oh,
rush
okay.
can't go
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Best in Shell, tradable. Summon 2/7/2 turtles a taunt. Jobber thinks this is really good. Just a huge amount of taunt.
So I mean, it's good in every way, I think. You can trade it if you need to in a pinch in the early game. You can summon 14 points of taunt against aggro, which is good. It's 2 bodies, which is good for arbor up. And sometimes you can also solar and then do this. And then you get
solar this.
24 points of
Oh my god.
I'm
Dude,
gonna hate
that's
this
insane.
thing.
That's way like this is better than Cenarian Ward in a defensive deck, right? So
Yeah.
and
Better for
Cenarian
defense
Ward's-
than Scenario Ward.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not on the 4 train, but I'll give it a 3. So
Alright. Thing looks really irritating.
I live in the world where against aggro could be absolute insane. So the next 3 spell cards here are cast when drawn. This is such a weird card. Like it's so slow.
Incredibly.
And
you can't not play cheap spells.
Yeah, am I gonna run only survival of the fittest? I guess I can do primordial druid. So I'm gonna do 2 incredibly slow turns. This is gonna work well, right? Like I don't know.
Unless you're using it with Polk, it just seems slow and then unreliable.
Yeah, and if it was, if this were like the rest of the game, maybe it's cool because I can like go Malagos and just draw, like go crazy with it,
That would be bananas.
But I think this is a 1. I'll go 1 with deck building potential because maybe you can figure out something redonkulous with it. But it is a cool card. Yeah. Yeah.
This is the big fun card.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hunter. So, devouring swarm. Choose an enemy minion. Okay, you're okay. This card's really good, right? I still don't know how to make it work, but it seems like I could just run this in any hunter deck, and then when I have minions, I can go face, use it on the minion, and then get the minions back.
Yeah, it's probably better than True Aim Crescent. I'm unsure if that's true.
Yeah, but I could, it already has the synergy in Face Hunter. Like, don't you just run this in Face Hunter, Because you have the 2/3,
Maybe. Yeah, you also have the Trampling Rhino that this works with.
Oh yeah, Trampling Rhino. Yeah, it's so you can use it, kill the Trampling Rhino, get another Trampling Rhino back. You don't lose value. Like you can go face and trade. I think this is a 3.
Yeah, I think it's a 3 too. It's a really good card. I'll let the meta figure out where it goes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay.
The big issue I see with this card being playable is simply that everyone wants to play the Quest Hunter, and this doesn't really work with it.
Okay. Questline: deal 2 damage with spells. Your hero power can target minions. So you can target minions. Then you set it to 0, and then reward. Then this is the rest of your spells. So it's hard to like.
Raza Anduin.
It's a thing of like, Hunter just doesn't have the control tools, I feel like, to make this work. But maybe, I don't know. This is one I could see being a 4. I could see it being a 1. I'm not sure. What do you think?
I sketched the deck out, and it looks on paper pretty solid to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can complete this relatively quickly, and Hunter has a surprising amount of value tools to get it back. So you have like wand makers, you have
Yeah.
scorpids, you have the new thing that discovers if you have a quest up, you have Barak, and you just got some new stuff. Explosive trap is really good with this, I'm pretty sure. Bola shot
Oh, yeah.
actually kind of works. I don't know if you want to play the your spells have poisonous legendary.
Mm-hmm.
3 mana, 3/4 spells have poisonous. But I think there's a good deck here.
Yeah, and even just once you get your hero power set to 0, just getting a 2 damage every turn. And so, yeah, okay, I'm gonna give it
Yeah,
I'll give it a 4.
yeah,
It's
I'm on 4 with this too.
yeah,
This is
it's
like I think one of the best quests. Just looking at it, and people
okay.
are gonna love it.
Yeah, and it looked like yeah, okay. Uh, so leather leather working kit. After 3 friendly beasts die, draw a beast and give it +1/+1. Lose 1 durability. This is a card in theory, like looks this, but I feel like this is trash. Like it just I don't know. It's like you could use it with the spells, but just do I want to be equipping a do nothing weapon to get this? It's just so delayed. It's just so poor tempo, you know. But it's really good
It is
value.
incredibly delayed.
But it's a
Good with
thing of
Polkar pack runner.
it's a thing of like though maybe if I'm running this like so I'm running Kobo Pack Runner, but one do I have all these beasts like how many beasts do I have? Like
Yeah,
it's like so hard to make this work. It's a thing
so
of in
slow.
theory if it was just draw a card a minion, give it +1/+1, but it's not even that. So I have to have this card. If I get it later in the game, I often just draw it on my decks, and then I have to have the 3 friendly beasts die. The more I talk about it, I think it's just a 1. You know?
Yeah, I'm going 1 on this.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Face Hunter wants to play other stuff, and I'm pretty sure Spell Hunter doesn't have beasts to die.
Yeah. All right. Aim shot. You deal 3 damage. Your hero power deals 2 more damage. This seems just pretty efficient
Yep,
overall. Yeah.
Let's give this a 4. Face Hunter likes
Yeah,
it.
the Face
Spell
Hunter probably
likes
uses it too. You're right. Yeah.
It's a
Just
good
like
draw off Barak.
oh yeah, you could use it instead of them all on the Mancrake synergy. Okay, I'll give it a 4. Yep.
Yeah, it's just
It-
simple good.
Yeah, it's good in just everything, you know? Okay.
Yep.
Ramming Mount. Giving minion +2/+2 attacks at summon is a ram. And the ram is immune while attacking 2/2. These cards have seen play before. I mean, it's if you have board, like it kind of works as the what's his name? The hero 2/4. But you get the buff immediately.
Hero 2/4.
The what's his name? You want my respect? Earn it. What's that guy's name?
Oh god, I know that one too.
Chat, help me out.
Cream. Ace
Ace Hunter Crean, thanks,
Yeah.
Dirtishire.
Yes.
So it's kind of like Powered Feast in a way. These cards are hard to because you
Is
need
this a Face
board
Hunter
advantage. It could be because here's the thing: is like you play the 1/2, you coin this, and you trade into like something.
that's
One, you can put something out of range. You get this. It might be really, really good. The more I'm talking about it, the more I think it might be really, really good.
Yeah. I don't like that part where you have to trade it.
Yeah, but
It's still like 4/4 in stats.
yeah, it's really efficient. It may be the more I talk about it, I was going to 2, then to 3. Now I'm convinced it's a 4. Like I don't know, but
I'll stick on 2. It's a bit conditional. It's powerful, but it's still a bit conditional for Hunter.
I'm gonna go with 4. I changed my mind. You can use it with Trampling Rhino. They said so. You do with Trampling
could.
Rhino. There's so much potential. The more I talk about it, yeah. So all right, I'm going to 4. This
I
card.
suppose one of the better applications of this is the 0-mana spell that sends your minions into something or a true.
Oh yeah. That's yeah. Oh, so yeah. Okay. Anyways, all right. Stormwind Piper. Every minion attacks give your beast +1/+1. This might be really good. I don't know. This is like, it's super annoying to remove. Like I play this on board, and you know it's
Only buffs your beasts,
yeah.
so that's worth bearing in mind.
So you make
Again, also good with that true aim idea,
yeah.
or the 0-cost spell.
I don't know. It's hard to see it. Like it's saying like it's hard to just quite get it working.
It
I think it's
requires you play other
yeah.
cards that might just be bad.
Yeah, it's one of those cards that in theory, you're imagining I'm having a giant board of minions, but one I don't. Yeah, Chet says it doesn't have rush. I need more synergy. It seems just really hard to make actually work. There just isn't. So it's. I think.
I'm on a 1.
Yeah, I think it's a 1-2. It's just
There
like
are so many conditions.
yeah, it's just too hard to make work. You know. Okay.
And even if you get the buff, I mean, you're talking about like a Power of the Wild. That card doesn't break things very regularly.
Okay. All right. Rodents death rattle 75122 rats. On efficiency level, this card's really good, right? Like,
Yeah.
I play this.
4 mana,
this.
7/7.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
A little slow, but then I guess we afterwards. What was there? Is there a card
It is a little tiny bit slow. Yes.
then I don't know. I've overvalued these cards in the past.
Yeah, I feel like we're so used to it when it comes to things like Abusive Sergeant and Defender and Power Overwhelming being good cards. But this is so slow.
Yeah,
And so not threatening.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things. Oh, but it's on 4. I don't know.
Man, this isn't even a beast. Why is this not a beast?
Because it's a nest. I don't know. It's got to hatch the beast, right? So 4 out of 7/7. I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give it a. I'll give it a 1.
I'm on. Yeah, I'm on 1.
All right, chat convinced me. They're all making fun of this card. So, all right. All right. Next, we got imported tarantula, tradable death rattle. Summon 2 1/1 spiders with rush, with poison. So, I mean, poison is good. I mean, this is. Wait, hello? I lost you. I think you muted the mic. Okay, but anyways, Jandis buff. Oh yeah, dude, Jandis is. This is such a good Jandis card. Imported tarantulas. Let's see. Hello? Hello? Wait. Is my voice not working? Let's see. Hello? My thing is not. Chat, can you hear Jay Alexander? No, you still. I think my stuff's still working. Hello, hello.
There we go. All right. Perfect.
That was weird. Okay. All right. We're talking about imported tarantula, and we do see that it's a big Jandis buff, but we're trying to figure out. Do I actually run this card? It's just hard for, you know. Yeah.
It's such a weird card. I guess you're supposed to give it rush. Again, like True Aim Crescent or the 0 mana Devouring Swarm, and then.
What about if I'm running that big 8 mana Death Rattle card? You know, I use
Jewel
these.
of N'Zoth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. This could be awkward. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it is a. I could see myself. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 1. All right.
Good,
It's
good.
maybe death. I don't know. All right. You could use it with guardian
Probably not.
animals. Maybe with guardian. Is it guardian animals was a card never used in Hunter? Is it ever good enough with guardian
Nope.
animals? Wait. We can run the Rat King
8
as
mana.
well. You know.
We could.
Okay, I'm moving it up to a one with deck building potential.
Okie
Because
dokie.
the guardian animals with Rat King, dude looks like it's gonna
A
be
bold prediction.
tier S. All right.
All you have to do is get to
Yeah.
8 mana.
Yeah. All right. I think they should make Hunter for 7 mana. That's the thing. Anyways, Rush, Death Rattle to go dormant, revive after 5 friendly minions die. Um.
I'm still on a 1 here.
Hmm.
On its own, it's not even close to as good as Trampling Rhino.
Yeah.
And then
It's
to
can
make it better,
Hunter
you have
play
to wait
these
several turns.
Can Hunter play these long games? Can it, you're just gonna be fall behind on tempo against any tempo deck, and Priest is gonna beat you anyways. So it's like, might be really good against Warrior though, if Control Warrior is a thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I love these kind of cards historically, so I'm gonna give it a. I can't stand to give this a 1, so I'm gonna give it a 2 with deck building potential. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you could like Jewel of the Zoth, like I don't know. You might be able to go all in on this thing. I don't know. It's yeah, okay. Summon 7/1/1 rats. Any that can't fit go in your hand with +4/+4. Yeah. I mean it's a The fact that you can like generate
is
value while making a
slow.
full board, it's very slow. So these, I mean, it's weird where like these stuff has trouble with Hunter. So
Why is Hunter so slow with this stuff?
they're trying to make a new kind of Hunter.
Rats is slow. Rat King is slow. Tarantula is slow. Rodent's Nest is slow. Stormwind Piper is slow.
Yeah. So it's really the real question is I think some of these value tools are not bad. It's just more can Hunter afford to be slow?
Typically, no.
Yeah. Like I said, the rats don't have rush either. So
Yeah, like there's a lot of potential value here where you play your Rat's Nest on 4, they don't kill it. Then on 5, you pop it open, your board's full, and you
yeah.
spend 6 mana to get a handful of one mana, 1 mana 5/5s, Jesus. But then you have to play those, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2. I just like it too much to give it a 1. It's
Sure,
a cool
still on a
card.
1. It is a cool card.
All right.